Fender, what'd you do? Okay, we gotta talk about it. So Fender has really listened to us this time. They've taken so many key features from current models that players like you and I have said that we liked, but they were kind of spread out across different models, and they put them all into one, giving us the Ultra Luxe Vintage. So the Fender guys reached out and asked if I would try this guitar out and tell them what I thought about it. And my initial reaction was, well, I've already got my American Vintage 2 Telly that I've had for years and, you know, spilled super glue on it and done all kinds of stuff. Played it a ton, made lots of videos about it. What's the difference between this one? And they were telling me that that's exactly why they wanted me to try it, because they knew how much I liked this one and they wanted to see what I thought about the modern spin that they put on these classic features and kind of just combined it into a super Telly. Is kind of taking features from 3 different Fender guitars. I had a big favor to ask them. I was like, I'll do a video on this one, but could you send me the Ultra 2, Ultra Luxe, and another unmodified American Vintage 2 so I can at least show them and show the different features that you're pulling from these models to create this. And all the Tellys. They sent all the Tellys. So yes, big shout out and thank you to Fender. They sent me the Ultra 2, the Ultra Luxe, and an American Vintage 2 that I have not had time to spill super glue on yet, but give it time. I still have the guitar here for a few more days. So those all combine to make this. And we'll get to the tones here in just a second, but I wanted to show you the specs that stood out to me, because sometimes it's the little things in a guitar that is the biggest selling point for me. Now, I'm not going to go through all the specs. I'll link all that stuff down below. You can spec and nerd out into your heart's content. I want to show you the things that stood out to me. The first thing that wasn't even a spec that was really listed, it's just when I played the guitar I noticed right away, is that the switch is angled. On a normal Telecaster, it's a straight parallel like this. This little angling here makes such a difference. It's weird to even say that. I think they started doing that on the Ultra 2 line. I'm trying to remember playing the Ultra 2 now. But that is big. I love that idea. I don't know if that has a name or something like that, but that alone was cool. Now, the next thing is that this has stainless steel frets. And I think on a Telly, that is particularly interesting. And I'll tell you why here in just a second. Because a Telly, a lot of players seem to always enjoy the fight that a Telly has. And as do I, you know, when a guitar has this fight, not in a bad way, it makes you play differently. And what this does is it still has the Telly fight, but it feels like your hand is just kind of gliding. I mean, the song I played in the beginning had a couple fast parts in there. I'm like, man, it's just such a smooth ride on this thing. I still get the telly feel, but the stainless steel frets, if you have not tried that, I might be sold on stainless steel frets on a Telecaster. I was kind of like, I'm such a nickel guy, and then I'm like, stainless steel, pretty rad on a Telecaster. All the stainless steel people can back me up on that in the comments. Now the next thing, and again, it's not really a spec, it's just something that I like. Look at that. See them clay dots? I love them. I like them. I love them. Yeah, I guess you could say I want some more of them. But I always love that. Now, that is a total vintage thing. So they did that on the American Vintage 2. That was one of the first things I noticed on my AV2. Was I'm like, ooh, it has clay dots. I really like that. Now, the next thing is that this is a lacquer finish, and they've kind of aged it. It's cracked, you know? Not like a heavy aging or anything like that, but it's cool. I like it. This is the Luxe Vintage, so if that's not your thing, you know, you can always go to the normal Luxe, and that's going to be clean and pristine, but I love the feeling of just broken in. Now, the next spec that I would say, it's not a spec that is like a make or break thing for me on guitars. It's a quarter sawn maple neck, and I just like the way it looks, if I'm being honest. I know when it's quarter sawn, it's more stable, it's better, it's all those things. I just think it looks really cool. Because I always say the back of the neck is for the player. That's what we see the back of the neck way more than we see the front of the guitar, if you think about it. So it just looks nice. And one of the things that I have a hard time with is when a guitar has a ton of lacquer on the back of the neck. Any guitar of mine that has that, you're gonna get the sandpaper steel wool treatment sooner or later. The satin that they've used on here, and I've complimented Fender on this before on other models, they have a really good satin finish on the necks. It's not sticky, feels really good, and that's one thing I think they've always done really well. Locking tuners, pure vintage pickups. I am personally not a noiseless pickup guy. These are the same pickups that come in the AV2. So when I played it, I was like, I like the way this one sounds, and they're like, it's the American Vintage 2 pickups. I'm like, well, that explains why I like it so much. So I like the noise, man. I think noise is just part of the sound, and when it's not there, and I understand there's situations where it can't be there. You're on stage, maybe in a studio or something like that, but for me, dude, I just like having it. You got your S1 here. For live people, it's got luminlay side dots, so, you know, I'm usually just cooped up here in my little guitar cave playing, so that doesn't affect me quite as much, but that one could be big for someone else. Now, if you look at this, what stood out to me is it is a bound Telecaster, and I love it. I love double bound tellies, you know, gold customs, stuff like that. So cool looking. They can't double bind this one because the back has all of these modern things going on. So you look at it, it's a very traditional looking telly. You flip it back. Look, you've got a real nice belly cut. You might be able to even see some of that checking in here. Like I said, it's really checked, but not like big chunks missing out of it or anything. Modern heel joint. You guys constantly complain when I show you guitars that still have the old block style neck joint. It's personally never bothered me, and I do notice that I could get up here easier. I mean, by all means, this is, you know, probably an improvement, but a lot of people seem to really not like the old block, you know, heel joint. So if you want something that has a lot of vintage feel to it, but a modern heel joint, again, Fender listened to us. And the final thing that I'll hit that I thought was just a really cool little tidbit when they were telling me about this guitar is you see the 6 saddles here, which a lot of people prefer because it has superior intonation. Now, people might argue that from the barrel style, but we'll just for now say that. These are actually brass saddles that have been chrome plated. Brass is known across all guitar and extremely resonant metal. So I thought that was cool that Fender took the idea of like, hey, people are always asking for brass saddles. Let's do it. We'll chrome plate them, make it match everything. Even though I think just normal brass would probably look cool. And if I missed anything, you got the links down below. and I'm gonna go get to the tones. I'm gonna play this thing for you. For the tones today, I just got a Fender style amp sim going for you guys, and I have kind of like a little bit of distortion going on. I'm gonna just basically be working my volume knob. This is the way that I would approach using a telly. Got some grit on it. When I want to twang it up or clean it up, I just roll my volume down on my guitar. So I'm gonna hit you with all the tones, and yo, let's get it. Alright gang, I think we're gonna pack it up, pack it in, let me begin, I came to win. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why there's been so many song quotes in this video, but if you got them all, yo, we are 90s kids, right? So overall, super cool guitar. I love that they tweaked what they chose to tweak. They left a lot of the vintage stuff for players just like myself who do tend to lean a little bit more to that vintage traditional side. But they did cool stuff, you know, like that. I'm so curious if any of you go out and try these, please come back here and leave a comment. What do you think about the stainless steel frets? It is such an interesting thing on a Telecaster. You gotta try it. And you know, if nothing else, you gotta go try one. So anyways, thank you Fender for sending all the guitars over here. I loved getting to try all those because I hadn't played these, you know, more modern lines from Fender. So it was cool to see all that stuff and then see it all kind of put together to make this super telly. Come on, can we make that a phrase? Can super telly be a thing? So other than that, at the end of the day, I appreciate you guys, and I will see you all later. Bye, homies. Oh my God, how do I get these off of me though? I probably should have taken the guitars out of the cases.